Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dr. Raila. I am physiology. I'm assistant professor in physiology. So I upload my first lecture. My first lecture is Introduction to the Physiology. Physiology, it is a Greek terminology. Physio is means the nature and the life, and the logy means the study and the knowledge. So the term physiology is defined as a study or knowledge of the normal structure and function of the living organism. Living organisms may be animal, may be plant, may be human beings. So the normal function and the structure study of the animal is called the animal physiology. Normal function and the structure in plant is called plant physiology. Sorry, and the normal function and the structure study of the normal function and the structure in the human being is called the human physiology. ठीक है it more simple and the broadly physiology study of the how the living organism is work. It may be study of the biological function, that how the body works from cell to tissues to organ to system, and how to organism has the whole is essential for our life. How the body is organized, mainly body is organized in cell. So cell is the basic functional and the structure unit of the living organism. The many cells is from the tissues, and the tissues from the organ, and the organ many organisms from the system, and the system is made the human body. The level of organizations, there are four level of the organization. Is the first level is cell, the basic unit of the living organism, the simplest structure unit into the which has complex multicellular organisms can be used and return the functional characteristic of life are called the cells. The each human organism beginnings has a single cells, a fertilized egg into dividing two cells, each of which divide into the again dividing into the four cells, and so on. These cells are unspecialized cells. During development, the each cells become the specialized from the performing the particular function, such as the muscle cells. Muscle cells is performing force and the movement, and some other specialist cells is the nerve cells to generate the electrical signals. So the process of the formatting and unspecialized cells into the specialized cells is known as the cell differentiation. Level 2 is consist of the tissues. Most specialized cells are associated with other cells of the similar type to form the tissues. So they aggregations of the different specialized cells of the tissues, which are classified into the four categories. First categories is epithelial cells. They are located mainly on the surface, such as the covering of the body or individually organ, lining of the wall of the various tubular and the hollow structure in the body. In it also lining of the gland, the epithelial cells, rest of the extracellular protein layer is called the basement membrane. They forming the barrier, they prevent the entry of the most of the substances in the external environment. The external environments means the environment surrounding the body, uh, that is substances into the body through the skins. The function of the epithelial cell is responsible for selectively secretions, absorption of iron in the organic molecules, and protection against as a barrier. And other categories is the connective tissue cells. As a name indicate, the connective means the connective anchors and support to the structure of the body. Some connective tissue cells are found in the loosely meshwork of the cell and the fiber. Other type is including the fat storing cells, bone cells, red blood cells, white blood cells. Another category is nerve cells. These cells are they specialized to initiate and conduct the electrical signals. The electrical signals may be stimulate the other nerve cells to stimulate the gland to secrete the secretions, stimulate the muscle cells to contract. Muscle cells and other categories of muscle cells, these are the specialized to generate the mechanical force. They produce in the movement. They may be attached to the bone and produce the movement of the limb and the trunk. They may be attached to the skin surrounding hollow cavity, hollow tubes like blood vessels. Three level is the organs. Organ are composed of the four different kind of the tissues. They are arranged into the various preposition and patterns, such as the sheet, uh, tubes, layer, bundles, strips. For example, the kidney consists of the series of the small tubes, consist of the layer of the epithelial cells and blood vessels. Blood vessels, the wall of the blood vessels is containing the smooth muscles and the connective tissues. Nerve cell extensions that end nearly the muscles and epithelial cells as a loose network of the connective tissues that are interspread throughout the kidney, forming the capsules, extracellular fluid, and mattress. Level 4 is organ systems. The many organ are organized into the small unit. A subunit usually is called the functional unit and performing the specialized function. For example, the kidney. The kidney have the special and the functional unit is nephron. Finally, the organ system is collective collection of the different organ. They performing the whole function, overall the function, performing the overall the function. For example, the urinary system is consist of the kidney, urinary bladder, tubes leading to the kidney to the urinary bladder called the ureters, and the tubes lead to the bladder to the exteriors, the urethra. All constitute this combinedly called the urinary systems. Uh, 11 main system in our body to performing the different function. uh, like the first function is nervous system. Nervous system is consist of the brain, peripheral nervous system, sympathetic, parasympathetic systems. It performing the processing of the center of the sensory input, using the input to the elicit the appropriated response. And other system is cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular system is consist of the blood and major vessels. uh, these are performing the transport the gases, nutrients, and hormones and the waste product. And other system is a lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is consist of the lymph vessels, lymph node. It performing to maintain the fluid balance and help to the fighting against the infection. Urinary system is consist of the uh, kidney, urinary bladder, urethra, and it performing to uh, filtrate the blood and excretion of the waste product from the body. And the other system is the skeleton system. Skeleton system is support and the protection of the many internal organisms. Another system in the endocrine system. Endocrine system is consist of the many glands in the body: pituitary gland, thyroid gland, and ovarian and testy. Uh, and there is the pancreatic glands. So its primary function of the endocrine system is the regulation of the body processing through the hormonal production. And other system is the respiratory system. Respiratory system is consist of the nose, pharynx, larynx, bronchiole, lungs, and it performing the gas extending between the internal and the external environment. Another system is the digestive system. Digestive system is consist of the mouth, esophagus, stomach, intestine, anal canal. It uh, perform the physical and the chemical breakdown of the food into the allow the absorption of the nutrients. And other system is a reproductive system. Reproductive systems, uh, uh, it reproduce the cells that will be generate the offspring. And in integumentary system, it is consist of the skin protection of against the external environment and the regulation of the temperature. And the muscular system, it performing the voluntary and the involuntary movements. Thank you.